Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spice Party Planner TV show. I'm your host, Spice, and today we have our girl, Lee, also known as Incognegro, here with us.
Yes.
Girl, what city are you representing today?
Who am I representing? What city? I guess Denver.
Yes. So, how's the weather up there right now?
It's pretty nice. It's pretty sunny, but it did snow all week last week, so it's cold. We're getting out of the cold, so it's okay.
Okay, you guys got some sun. I'm over here in Phoenix, Arizona today, and I don't know, the weather's kind of like iffy. It looks like it's going to rain, but then the sun comes out, then it looks like it's gray again, so it's just like all over the place.
Hopefully, it's better. Phoenix is never too bad.
Girl, please.
Then you'll be sweating
We can
and
sit here
sad about
for
it.
12
Yeah,
hours
it's not.
about the weather. I was like, it's bad. Okay, I'm ready to get up out of here. Now, Miss Lee, aka Incognito, tell us about your role in the show. I know you're the activity planner, so like, what type of activities do you see on our show or for?
I would say the activities that we've come up with have been just geared towards what is your issue. So if you're angry, we're thinking, I don't know, we could do some paintball. We could do some paintball shooting. We could paintball shoot your wedding dress, paintball shoot your wedding tuxedo. Maybe if you're not that angry, we could just do a little karaoke or some singing and have a good time. So it just kind of depends on what your level is, what package you want to get, where you want to be.
Okay.
Some of us have been hurt real bad, so maybe you're going to take that person's picture and put them on bowling pins and then roll the ball down and knock them all out. So it just depends on where you're at.
These singles and divorcees, this is why she's our activity planner. She comes up with the best ideas, including like throwing darts at your ex's face, golf balls,
Darts.
your
Depends
ex's
on
face.
where
She
you're
has
at.
the best activity, so you are in tune for a great time. So Alicia, today our topic is about dating in various parts of the world and in this country. So what well, we know that you've lived all over the country. Um, have you noticed that in certain places it's easier to find a man than other areas?
I have, and I felt, well, I don't know if it's easier to find a man, but it's easier to find qualities in a man
Mm-hmm.
that you like. I think East Coast, that's probably the whole East Coast. From
Mm-hmm.
top to bottom, guys are kind of more friendly, more like helpful, a little more charismatic, open doors for you, do that kind of thing, like real gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Where here, West Coast, where we're at, they're kind of like, good luck, uh, open
Basically
your
saying
own door.
are you basically saying they get the best?
I think the West Coast is crazy, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't ran into the right guy, but I have been on the East, and they're like, "Oh, are you gonna pay for that?" And I'm like, "I can pay for it." They're like, "No, I got it. I got all your stuff. I got this. I opened the door for you. I did all this." And then here in Colorado, it's like, "Are you gonna pay for your meal or what?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I have to pay." And
Oh
you go
no.
Dutch, then
Oh
open your
no.
own
It
door,
seems like
and good
Colorado's not the place
luck.
to be. Oh no, it might be time to relocate then.
It might be time to relocate.
Okay, well.
So that's my experience. That's just Alicia. So maybe
Okay.
other girls get treated very nice, and it's just me.
Well, we're gonna have to hit up some more people in Colorado. I think we're gonna have to take it to the street and ask them what they feel about dating. I think we're gonna have to do a segment like that. Um,
Yeah,
where have
and
you?
they're all high anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Everybody's pretty much high in Colorado.
Oh yeah, you said they're mostly high.
Yeah,
Well, that's how they are in
everybody's kind of
California
high.
too.
So maybe they forgot. Maybe they
Like,
forgot to open the door.
oh,
Maybe they forgot. I don't know.
maybe. Let the men in California are about the same because most of them get high out there too because it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Colorado and California, they share that. Yeah, there's a lot of them like that. I prefer not to date one that's high, but hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have before.
I mean, you have your choices. Yeah, you gotta take what's out there. I gotta deal with what I
The
got.
pickings aren't very good.
Yes. So
What
that's an issue.
Where have you found men that are more physically fit? Which state do you think they reside in, or which part of the world or the country?
Um, physically fit. I don't know because I don't look for physically fit, so I don't really
Mhm.
care.
I've noticed. I've
I
noticed
don't
in
know.
California, like
Yeah,
one of my girlfriends and I, we took a trip down to San Diego, and like you see these men, like they're just like
they look really good. Yeah,
they look like Hulk Hogan or freaking the Incredible Hulk or something, like running down the beach.
yeah. That's California, though. I
Hmm.
think California has just good-looking people
Hmm.
and like people that are worried about how they look, and then once you get like Midwest or South, nobody cares about how they.
What about the East Coast? Are they in shape over there?
Um, yeah, I guess. I would say for the most part,
Hmm.
anything north of the Carolinas and Virginia.
Oh gosh, we're gonna have a lot of people comedy night. They're like, oh, right.
I don't know. I don't know. That's mean. I take that back. I go anyone who wants to look good and work out looks good and works out, and then the rest of us, I'm included. I don't care.
She said be included. I think I've seen a lot of people work out in California. Arizona, I think since it's so hot, they have to go
Yeah,
indoors, and I don't think they're will exercise as much as California. They exercise indoors, but I think it'd be a lot more difficult since it gets so hot out here, like 118 during the summer. So
yeah.
maybe that affects their health because I know when I'm out here, I don't even want to go to the gym indoors and exercise. So I don't
You
know.
don't want to leave the house.
No, I
You're
don't.
like, oh my god, is it hot? I don't want to go outside.
Exactly.
It's too
I
hot.
think I'll just sit here and eat my ice cream and get fat. I think I don't know if the fellas do the same thing, but that's my escape.
That was me too. Yeah, I think I gained a lot of weight in Arizona. But you look outside and you're like, ooh, I don't want to go out there.
Exactly. Or I'm go out there and get some more ice cream from the ice
I
cream.
get some ice cream. But now they have delivery, so you don't even have.
Arizona's not looking very good for the dating scene. Okay. They're overweight. They have no manners. It's not looking good.
Well, maybe you can date the delivery guy.
I don't know. Maybe. They're probably guys with a heat stroke too. Now, which state have you found the most deadbeat dads at?
Oh no. Oh, I don't know. The most deadbeat dads.
Ooh.
There's so many. I don't think there's a particular state. I think deadbeat dads are becoming the thing, you know? I
Mhm.
don't think it's like one place. I think just a lot of guys that are just like deuces on these ladies. And it's really sad, but it's really true. And I don't think it's a particular place. I think even that, even East Coast or whatever, I don't think.
Yeah, because I've heard a girlfriend say that there's a dude out in New York and they don't pay for their children as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
R. Kelly's not paying for his kids.
ooh,
So,
well, he's in Chicago, so I guess they're all over the place then. It's
yeah.
not just one particular.
So that's
Wow,
real. Yeah.
it's
So
pretty sad. Yeah, R. Kelly owes a gang of money, is what it's looking like too.
160,000.
Oh my God. So I was like thinking, okay, Arizona has quite a few of these deadbeats, but now we know. Oh my God. So, and New York, Chicago, California has tons of them too. That's, so it's just not a good look. I guess these deadbeats are everywhere. Why do you think they're like that? Why do you think there's so many deadbeat dads now?
I think it's because no one holds them responsible. So
Hmm.
if you don't get held responsible for something, these women, which were all kind of nice women,
Uh-huh.
when you're a nice woman and you're like, oh, pay me next week, or pay me when you get a chance, or, like, we're trying to be understanding because
Yeah.
we're having a hard time too, but
Mhm.
we're having a hard time trying to take care of your kids.
Yeah.
So it's like you have that understanding spirit where you're just like, I can understand someone who's having a hard time,
Hmm.
kind of trying to understand these fools for having a hard time. But then at the end of the day, it's like, well, I'm having a hard time because I'm taking care of your kids. Why are you
Exactly.
having a hard time? I need your help to help me take care of these kids.
Oh, and
So it's
yeah,
kind
girl,
of
it
an
doesn't
ugly
stop there
situation.
either. It doesn't stop there either. Okay, so sometimes we have sympathy for them and then they go and drop another kid. So I'm
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, then you have 3 or 4 other kids out here and you're not taking care of them either.
mm-hmm.
You're not taking care of them either. Then you end up being friends with the baby's mama, the new baby's
Ooh,
mama. And
yeah.
then all baby's mamas are friends.
Yeah.
Like, how did we get
Jeez, but we still
here?
have no money coming in though, right?
And nobody's getting paid. Nobody's getting money.
That's pretty
No
sad.
one's getting support. He won't even pick them up on the weekend. Could you take all the kids next weekend? No.
Yeah. A lot of people, they're like, why do you put them on child support? And other ones like, he does for my kids the minimum, but I don't know. That's a big topic. There's so many deadbeat dads nowadays, and even mothers now, but that's a whole other
Yeah.
subject.
Oh. He on the moms.
They're deadbeats all over the place. Deadbeat moms. Which place do you believe you can find the most romantic men in? Is it France?
Oh, is it? I
I
don't
don't know.
know. Maybe. I've never been to France, so
Me
maybe.
either.
I don't know. That's a good. We'll have to put that on our bucket list.
But I know people in Europe that are watching, drop us a comment and let us know if you're the
Yes.
most romantic.
Yes, if you're in France, hello.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, where do you find the most romantic men? I think maybe it's a horoscope sign. Maybe it's the Pisces men. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't do signs that well.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
What about like in Washington where it's raining? Do you think they take like the women on walks in the rain or something? Maybe.
I would hope so. I don't
Have you
know.
met any romantic
I
men?
have been to Washington. I did not meet any honey loves there though. I just
Have you met any romantic men anywhere?
um,
Oh no! A moment of silence.
I don't know. I guess it depends on what your definition of romance is.
Oh,
But I have had exes that are romantic and do these
what
things,
states
and
were
you're
they
like,
in?
oh.
What states were they in?
My ex in Maryland, but he
Hmm.
was from Virginia, and
Okay.
then I I I have to think like, I don't want to lie on nobody. I would say possibly my ex there in Phoenix did
Okay.
some nice romantic things. So
Oh, yeah, a
yeah,
social.
I think like me personally. So it's just I don't know if you've ever been on that love languages site
I've
for
seen
the
it.
5 signs of love
Hmm.
language. So you see what you like. So
Hmm.
like me, I like um acts of service. So like when I come home and we live together, if you cooked me a meal, I like that.
Hmm.
So that's like nice. Like, oh, you clean the whole house. That was
That's
nice.
really really nice.
you know.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on what you think is romantic or what you think you like.
Hmm.
And so that's what I base it off of.
Okay, so maybe more men need to check that book out. It's an app or a
They
book?
should. It's an app and a book.
Okay. Yeah, I remember my friend Mark Gilbert Hay.
Yes, that's who told me to do it.
Mark was trying. Okay, we have to give it to
He
Lil.
did. He told me to download it.
The Arizona man. He's the Arizona man. He was trying.
He was trying to
At
help.
least he read the book. Okay. He's really nice. He gives out flowers too. So that without asking. Right? That's Mark, we just put you on blast in a positive way. In a positive way. Really, really nice guy.
Really positive. Yeah, it helped. Yes.
Where have you found the most men with morals live?
Oh gosh.
Oh
Morals.
God.
Morals is a big one. I would say, I don't know. Cause it's like I think you have good morals and then you do something and you don't. Um I would say like that Midland, Kansas, Oklahoma, kind
Mhm.
of Texas guys seem to be pretty cool.
Mhm.
Down south guys seem to be pretty cool. Um, but I don't know.
Yeah. Or there's some they quote the Bible like up and down, left and right. They know the Bible like the back of their hands, but sometimes
They're
they're
bad.
they're the biggest devil ever.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Jeez. So I guess it's just how they treat people, not
Yeah,
necessarily what they say, right? Their
yeah,
actions more than anything.
yeah.
So
I
I
agree.
don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know where they have the most morals.
yeah.
So
I don't know. Yeah, it's just who you are as a person and like who raised you and like the decisions you make because it's just up to you, I guess, for that moral thing. Mm.
yeah, because I watched this lady on YouTube, and her name is Shira. I think Shira 7 or something like that. And she says men have no morals. So that was so funny. So we may never get the perfect answer for this question.
Hmm.
Fellows out there, let us know if you agree or disagree with us on that one.
Yeah, because I think some of them, when you think they do have morals and you think they are nice or good or kind, they'll do something way out of pocket, and you're like, "Whoa!" I
Yeah.
thought,
No, maybe they know the Bible, but that doesn't mean they know morals or they have.
yeah, it doesn't mean they know. Yeah, it's not that they're going to follow the Ten Commandments, but I hope they
Exactly.
are.
Yeah.
If they know them,
Whole
I'm
different
aware
life.
of them.
They're living a whole different life. It is said that Europe has higher divorce rates than the U.S. Do you,
Really?
yeah, do you believe this? And what do you
Oh,
think contributes to this?
I don't know. I've never
I
been to
don't know
Europe.
either. I know. I guess Hollywood has really high divorce rates, but Europe has even higher divorce rates. So, okay, so you don't really know what the answer would be?
Mm-mm.
Oh
I
no.
don't know. I mean, I get it here. Um, I know it doesn't work. People are cheaters and stuff, but I don't know what's going on in Europe. I don't know their situation,
Well, we have a lot of
but I get our
international
situation.
people that are like contacting us regarding our show. So hopefully we can get the data behind that and some answers from people that actually live there, and they can tell us a little bit more about why
Yeah.
there's so many people getting divorced out there. So I guess we don't have the answer for that. Hey, viewers, if you know, let us know why you think Europe has higher divorce rates than the U.S., which I'm really surprised. I thought we were the people with the highest divorce
I
rates.
did too. Yeah, I thought so too.
That's why this show's going on the road because we have more divorce parties to do in Europe.
Take it international. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Good.
That's our next step. Which men do you not take seriously? Which men are you like, oh, I'm not going to take you seriously?
Um, Now I'm pretty old. I'm
You're
30.
good. I'm like, they look at you. It's like 20.
So I don't really like I guess millennials. Like the whole gangster hip hop look or style or whatever that is. I
Mhm.
don't know. I just like professional looking, like I'm about my business. But I feel like me personally, I don't say that to say anything against the millennials, but I say to say for me personally, like when I got my job, I was like 22 or something. Like when I got my real job. And I had to look like a professional. So I've always done that. And then so when you have on your big white tee or your pants down to your behind or anything like that, I'm like, ooh.
Well, I find that interesting because, I've always been told, like, oh, older men will treat you better and they're more sophisticated and they have more knowledge. But that's a freaking lie, too. So I don't know. I hate to break it to you. I was like, some of them are lunatics as well. So, interesting point of view that you
But
bring.
if you look crazy as an old man too, I'm not gonna fool with you either. I just
Okay.
is that
Like,
is that 50-year-old man wearing skinny jeans? No
oh my
thanks.
gosh.
That's how I feel. I just feel I don't know. That's how I feel about that. I don't know. That's the thing. Those are my turn offs. So just like you can't be dressed crazy or not have goals. I don't like no goals.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, I mean, even if you're poor and sleeping on someone's couch, that's fine. But
Mm,
then what's your goal? Like, what are you working towards, So
yeah.
I just don't like people that aren't working towards anything and that kind of thing, I
True.
don't know.
Especially at our age, because we're in our 40s. Are you in your
Yeah.
40s still? Are
Like,
you
I
in your
don't have
40s?
time.
Are you still 26?
I don't even have time. I told someone earlier, I was like, I don't even have time. They're like, what do you have time for? I go, I don't even know because I don't even have time.
Yeah.
I don't have
I'm like,
time.
you're sleeping on the couch. You don't have a job. You're at the club every day. Okay, so those are the type of men we're not taking seriously.
No. Or at the strip club every day.
Oh no, I
Go to
hate
the strip
them.
club, yeah.
Girl, they look
Like
like
at the
they're
strip
50 years
club.
old still at the strip club. No, there's men even older than that in their 80s at the strip club. Trust me. I have a single friend that she says the men in Arizona do not approach her. What are your thoughts on that? Do men in Arizona generally approach you, or is it just because of the weather, or what is going on here?
Yeah, it's too hot.
It's too hot.
I know, I don't
She's like, I don't
know.
know.
I don't know. Because I've been approached by men in Arizona. But I could see how you cannot be approached.
Uh-huh.
Um, because everyone I was approached by from Arizona was not from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I've ever been approached by a person who was from Arizona, like an
Gotcha.
Arizona native. I've been approached by, somebody that was from Detroit. Oh, somebody that was from California. Oh, somebody that was from here. But
Mm-hmm.
never anybody, I don't think I even talked to anybody that was from Arizona. And I
Mm.
lived there for 10 years.
Dang.
So,
So that I feel bad for her then because maybe that's what it
yeah, it's probably
is.
true.
Arizona man. Maybe she should move. I always tell people, I'm like, you would have better chances of finding a man somewhere else. But
Yeah.
there's some here, but usually they have like 5 kids by 5 different women, so I don't know.
5 kids are interested in you. Like, I don't know if they really like black women that much. If
Oh,
you're
that's
black,
another
it's gonna
conversation.
be
I hear
really
that.
hard. Yeah, if you're a
My
black
friend from
person.
Chicago, he used to say the same thing. He sees like in Chicago, you don't see that. He says out here you see like black men with white women versus in Chicago, that's not something very common.
Yeah.
So, I don't
And I
know.
have been to Chicago and I would agree.
Okay. Okay, so
But
it might not be a good place for her. Maybe she needs to move to Chicago
you
then.
might have to move to Chicago, girl. Move to Atlanta.
Oh, I don't know. I've heard that there's a lot of gay men in Atlanta too, so I'm not really sure about that. Have you
Yeah.
heard that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to the Gay Pride Festival in Atlanta. Yeah,
Mm.
there's a lot of gay,
Okay. Is
there's
there
a lot of gay
straight
guys.
men too, though? I don't know. Maybe we can have a man who likes men and women or something.
No thanks. But
Okay.
um, but there's a lot more black men in Atlanta. You just have to be kind of careful and just make sure they're not gay and they don't go both ways. And because they had for a long time, I don't think they do anymore, but for a long time they had the highest rate of AIDS in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
I heard that too.
Yeah, but I don't think anymore. I don't think they're
Oh,
number
I
one
hope not.
anymore.
They probably all died off. No, just
Yeah.
no, that's horrible. That's a bad
I
joke.
had my friend live there. My
Oh,
friend lives there, and when she first moved there, she was like, um, "I need your test results." I was like, "Test results?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Every guy I talk to." She was like, "I want your test results. Do you have AIDS or do you not have AIDS?" And I was like,
dang.
"Oh gosh, that's crazy."
At least she
Like,
was being smart though.
Yeah, very smart. Very, very smart.
Better than ending up.
And she's like, and I had my papers are right there. Like, I just got tested.
You're like,
So
like
I'm
here's.
gonna need jail test results, and I got my test results. I was like, oh no.
Maybe now we could go
I don't
out.
know if I want to live that life or not. I don't know if I want to do that or not.
And
I
like,
have to have test
when did you get
papers.
these papers? Was this like
Yeah.
or last night? I don't mean like how recent are these papers too? I mean,
Right? Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta check the date. Have your date highlighted.
Ooh, we don't know
All
what
that
happened from last night to today.
yeah.
I don't know. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
Gamble
4
with
years
those
ago.
men. I don't know. It's
But it's smart all around. Just even now in these days, it's just smart all around. Probably still to say, well, when was the last time you were tested?
yeah. I mean, that's a big topic, and
Maybe that should be your first date. after your divorce, after your
How do
divorce
you feel?
party, and you get hooked up with a new girl, we'll have first date test.
That would be,
Everybody's gonna get tested for the first date. That's the first date.
that should be in our show. The first date test. Oh, that's pretty sad. Pretty sad, but it's needed. Okay.
That's needed. Then you feel a little more comfortable, though, right? I think I would feel. I think we both. I mean, you're going to be a little nervous at first. Well, you might be. You're not nervous if you know you're not diseased, so you won't
Yeah.
be nervous. But then you'll feel like I don't know. I think a
Relieved.
little better.
Heck yeah. Could you imagine you put all your time into this person and then afterwards you find out they have AIDS? I know
They have
people
AIDS. They have
friends that have.
anything, and it's just like Hep C or whatever. But
Mhm.
hey, on our first date, that was our first date. We went and got tested. Yay!
But I actually have a friend who has AIDS as an advocate, and I didn't think that they could be sexually active afterwards.
Oh, they can, yeah.
And he said you can be, so I'm sure that he would like to chime in on this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
'cause
mean, it's not saying it's a bad thing or anything. It's just making everyone like aware, I guess.
mm-hmm.
So just being knowledgeable, like, oh well, okay, like I still like you. I still want to date you or whatever, but I at least
Yeah,
know that
be
you
on the
have
safe
AIDS.
side.
I still know you have herp. I still know you have Hep C. I still know you have that, So
Mm-hmm.
that we can be a little smarter about our decisions.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So, I
It
don't
just
know.
means you want to live a long, healthy life.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, on a lighter note, which men do you think cook the best?
The ones that want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't you love a man who just cook for you without you even having to ask? That's true.
Yeah, it's just the ones that want to. If you want to cook, cook. But I did have a boyfriend who was really nice, and I was on Weight Watchers. I'll do a little throwback, a little tail. I was on Weight Watchers, and then Weight Watchers has like a whole cookbook, and I was like working, and I was going to school, and every night he would cook me something from the Weight Watchers menu, and I was like, oh,
Sweet.
when I would come home from school, and I'd be like, thank
Isn't that like a blessing? I'm
you,
like,
yes.
I cook for you.
And he didn't know how to cook. He's just like, I
Oh,
just followed the recipe. And I was like, oh, thank you so
that's
much.
really sweet. I think we might have to give him a call. No, just.
No, we don't. We know he is.
It
We
was nice
don't.
at the time, but we don't understand. I was like, okay.
We don't
I
have to call
am
him.
very consistent. Most of the guys I date, they cook. Thank God, because I don't cook.
Yeah. And then
I
when you
know
don't
you
feel
cook.
like it, that's a blessing altogether anyway. Like, that's a blessing, like going to work, then coming from school, and then someone's cooked you a meal. I like that altogether anyway. But then he went a step further and cooked me the actual, like, Weight Watcher meals. And he was like, I got your book. And he's like, broccoli and chicken. And I was like, oh.
I'm getting hungry just talking about this. I'm
I
like,
know, I'm hungry.
this is lunch. Wait, lunch. I'm so hungry again. Yeah, that's really nice though.
Mm-hmm.
I also, I would you say like have you? Well, we haven't dated everyone everywhere, but do you think like men down south cook more? Men in California, New York?
No, I don't know. I haven't noticed a difference. I don't know.
You know what? I'm like, I think. Hmm. I've had men cook for me in California and Arizona, so
Yeah.
as
I
long
think it makes a
as you
difference.
have a decent dude, they'll cook for you. But I get
Yeah.
a decent dude. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, who wants to put in the effort to do it? And then I think a lot more like a lot of us have been single for longer.
hmm
Or like back in the day, it used to be like, oh, you take care of your man and you cook the food. But a lot of these guys are independent guys who have been single. Like my brothers are both single and they're in their 40s and 30s.
Oh, we might need to get him on the show.
Do we have them for the show?
We might have to give him
Um,
a call.
but they cook for themselves, for the most part. So, and they're pretty good. Like they're pretty good at cooking. So, I think it just depends on,
Maybe it's this generation. Now that
yeah,
our generation, maybe they do cook
yeah,
more.
they cook more, I think. And then with all the apps and like Yummy and all the things you like, there's no reason why you can't cook yourself a good meal.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think
Okay.
guys are doing better on cooking these days. Is
Okay,
my
that's good to
opinion
know.
about that.
They-
I think
At
there's a
least they could
time
bring
and a
the
way.
food. At least they could bring the meal. That might make us a little bit happier.
Yeah.
Do you think it is a fad for men to not get married anymore?
Um, I think it's kind of a fad for everybody not to get married.
Mm,
I think with the high divorce rate and um people moving around, people being more concerned about their jobs and things. I think it's a fad for everybody not to being able to drop a seed and not have to marry your baby's mom. Like that used to be an issue, like you have to marry her.
uh-huh.
You got her pregnant. Like that used to be a problem. Now it's not a problem. So it's
Mm.
kind of like I don't know. I think everybody's kind of
Oh, so just the women too, because
yeah, I think the women too. Like I don't want to marry you. But we
okay,
just had a baby. I don't want to marry you though.
dang. Because I hear a lot of men like they are worried about their finances. Like they get with the woman, then afterwards, like the
Yeah.
woman just like breaks them. So I thought it was more men, but you're saying even women they don't care to
Yeah.
get married nowadays
Yeah.
either.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. And
hmm
then these men are suing these women for child support.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
don't
not
want.
all
Yeah.
women coming after men
hmm
because these women, the reason they fooled with you and dumped you is because they don't need you.
hmm
And so,
Wow.
so when you get dumped and
Dang.
I don't need you because
hmm
I have a good job, I make good money. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm just going to kind of leave you alone.
hmm
Now they want to be like, oh no, I want joint custody and I want alimonies and child support too. Ugh.
Oh.
No.
Just like no. Yeah,
But
that
that's
is
what's
right.
happening
That is
because
happening.
we're
Yes,
making
women
money
have
and
better jobs than the
yeah,
men. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
everyone's trying to watch their back. Okay, so it is kind of a fad then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so.
What are your thoughts on dating a cowboy, a man who wears boots?
Um, I have a pair of cowboy boots.
Yes, some of them are cute. Have
Yeah,
you
they're
dated
very
an
cute.
actual cowboy?
Uh, maybe
Hmm.
because, and this is my little detail in my heart of hearts, I want to farm. I think when
I
I
would
get a
love
little about
to.
10 more years, I want to farm and I want to be like growing my own food and like maybe milking my own cow and like that kind of thing. Like that's my own personal
Are you on that
dream.
farmers dating app
You know,
site?
what's so funny? I went on it a long time
I went in
ago,
there a long time ago.
but I haven't been on it recently. I was on there a long time ago because me and my friends went to New Mexico and they're like, let's meet some new guys. Or how are we going to meet guys? And I was like, let's just go on the app. And they're like, well, we're in New Mexico, so everybody sucks. So let's do farmers meet or whatever,
I remember.
farmers.com or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll do it. And so I did it. They didn't do it. And I got hit up like 10 or 15 guys. I was like,
Dang.
oh. But I
Yeah.
didn't talk to any.
Th- They weren't your type? Were they not attractive? Or
I just didn't have time. We were just there for the weekend. So I was just like, oh, I don't even feel like getting involved. But yeah, farmersmeat.com, that worked out.
I'm like, I don't know if I actually dated a cowboy before. I don't think I've ever dated anyone who wears cowboy boots. I might have danced with them, but that's about as far as it went. So
Yeah.
you never dated one either, then?
No.
Okay.
Cowboy boots.
So you're open to it though, right? So if they
But
came
I'm open.
in
Yeah, I'm not a
with
hater.
some blue green snakeskin boots, you
Those
might
are
date.
expensive. Yes. Yeah.
So you were, oh, you're okay.
That cost real money. Those snakeskin boots. Yes. I'm not bad.
Okay. um, do professors and instructors treat women better than men in the medical field?
They probably treat men a little better. I
Uh,
think they
uh,
don't feel like women um are so smart.
Woo!
Which I kind of get. Like even in my job, I think people talk to me um kind of like, I don't know if she knows what she's talking about. So I don't know. I think you just run into just men that I don't know if they fear women, but they don't. I don't even say it's disrespectful, but it's more like
So,
she's just a woman. Is that's a better
oh,
answer? She's just a woman.
woo! What,
So
the men in the medical field or like the professors? Which one do you think would treat you better? I think they both look
mm,
down on women. I don't know.
yeah, I say they both do. I
Really?
think so.
Professors?
I say I don't know. I think maybe a professor might treat you better,
I kind of
but
think because they're so liberal and they study all these worldly events and stuff.
you would think so.
Whoa. Really?
I've seen it like just like now, like at my job, and like our assistant principal will come in and he'll speak to all the men before he speaks to the women, and it
Oh.
always kind of bothers me. But
Mm.
it's just like,
Who is
that's
that?
so
Trump?
weird.
Does he remind you of Trump, kind of?
Kind of like yeah, just like a high power white guy, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just kind of like, hey buddy, hey Frank, hey Ed, and then be like,
Hey.
hi Miss Alicia, hi Miss so and so, hi Miss Angela, like afterwards, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Mm-hmm.
he gave these shout outs to all the guys
Huh.
before he spoke to us. So that always kind of bothers me, and that's an education.
Wow.
um, and
Really?
then I in the clinic, I would say, and then working at the clinic, that's why I say the parents that are like men
Mm-hmm.
don't really listen to you as much.
Mm.
I don't think they listen to me as much
Mm-hmm.
as like the moms do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's kind of weird, but I don't know, whatever. I'm
Hmm.
still here helping your children.
Oh my gosh.
So
I don't know which one's
I
so.
don't know what's worse. I don't really know. I don't know.
See, that's a
I don't
different
know.
perspective. I never thought that you would say that. I
Yeah.
always thought like the professors would be more liberal. I'm like, I don't know about the men in
Mm-hmm.
the medical field because they're so tied up with their job. I'm like, I don't even think they care about dating sometimes. I think they're more interested in their job and their luxury car, but that's just what I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about like way higher, like college. I think it's probably similar,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like elementary school, middle schools where I work, and um, most of the field is women,
Mm-hmm.
and then the leaders are mostly men.
Mm.
So the principal's usually a man, the assistant principal's usually a man, um, the school psychologist is usually a man, like
Dang.
those high positions,
Mm-hmm.
and then they kind of treat you like a lower position, even though you're a teacher, even though you're an educator.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they respect them and everything, but it's just I don't know if they listen,
Mm-hmm.
because we're men and they have their men party, and there's very few men that are teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So You can't like
Mm-hmm.
go to this other man teacher and be like, what do you think? How do you think they're acting? Which is really weird. And it's really crazy. As educators, I really wish there were more men, real
Mm-hmm.
men. That's what I take that back. I don't mean to say real men. I wish there were dominant men. Maybe that's a better word. More dominant men that were teachers, because there's a lot of kind of half carried guys that are teachers, but they're not gonna like discipline the kids or do anything even as much as the women teachers would.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of like, okay, you can do whatever, I don't see a lot of like dominant strong men that are teachers that are like, sit down, do what you're supposed to do your work, do. For the most part, they're kind of like kind of wishy-washy.
Okay, well, that's interesting. It's totally different than what I was expecting you to say. What do you think about dating a prosecutor versus dating the defendant?
um
Which one would you date?
the defendant. I like a good
Really?
beef. I
Yeah,
like beef.
the
I like
prosecutors are really
fighting.
hardcore, aren't they? It's like, damn, they have no sympathy for anyone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like a good fight, so I'd
Okay.
probably do the defendant.
I think I'll side with you on that one too. Are men in construction better quality men than businessmen?
No,
No. Okay.
I say no.
Okay.
I would say.
Is there a reason why?
Oh, there's no reason. No,
Okay. Okay, you
they're just the
prefer.
same. I don't have a preference, but um, I know.
Okay, so you think they're about the same
Qualities.
then?
Yeah, I
One's
say
not
just
better than
different
the other.
qualities, or it just depends. There's really hardworking business guys. There's business guys that aren't that hardworking. There's really hard construction guys, and there's construction guys that aren't that hardworking. So
Okay, I
depends on what you find.
I understand that. It has been that said that a lot of couples started off working together, like at the same job. Do you think this is good advice? Would you date someone at your job?
Um, I would not date anyone at my job.
She's like, I would not date anyone.
I don't think I've ever dated anyone at my job, though. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have.
Are you serious?
And then I've only heard horror stories of people that have.
It all goes bad.
I've never heard anything good. And that's just like coming in and being at the job and then like dating my boss and dating the coworker. It all seems to be a problem. Um,
I've never dated my boss.
I never dated my boss either.
Mm-mm.
Well, I work at the school. My boss is usually a woman, but I've never
Yeah,
really.
usually at the school it's a
Mm-mm.
lot of women, so I'm like, how would you find a man there? But
Yeah, that's
that's
why
not
it's a
married.
terrible place. That's a terrible place. They
Hmm.
need like it should needs to be 5 men, 5 women. I don't know, but it's all women, and it's like no good. Anyway, I digress. I think I think if we started a business or something together, it would be okay.
Okay.
Like if it was like you and your husband and we're going to make this restaurant, or we're going to make this clothes shop or something like that, and you're more maybe better with technology, maybe he's better with math, maybe he's better with selling. Like
Mhm.
I would be okay with that, but I don't know about going into like a business just freely. Like I go to Walmart and I'm the checker, and now I date the manager in Walmart. No thanks. I'm not doing that.
One of my friends at one of my old jobs, she's like, "Oh no, I'm not dating him. I know how much he makes here." So
Right, exactly. That
I'm
too.
not about to make, a little bit of money together. I thought that was funny.
Right. And I know when you get paid. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so now I'm looking at you real funny on Friday. Like, you got my $5?
Oh,
Well, I
I
know you got paid today.
yeah. You're like, where's my man? I've seen some. I have to, I've seen some really nice people. I used to work in a law firm, There's a fine attorney there, but I don't know where he's at in life right now. But I'm just saying, there's I could see dating someone at the same office. I don't know how it worked. I used to work for Disney too. They allowed people to date there, but other companies they have like rules that you can't. So I guess it just depends on the company and who works there. So I've seen people like where I've worked, and I was like, oh, they're handsome, or I talked to them or something. So I guess it just depends. You might want to try it actually, because she might.
It's not gonna work out in the end.
It's not gonna work out in it.
It's not. It'll be fun for a minute, and then it's gonna be real drama. It's gonna be real drama. Like, why weren't you here at 8? Like, I come in at 9. Why weren't you? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And then it's like, cause you were laid up in my bed last night. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a real problem.
Yeah, it's like
I just don't see it working out.
I've seen really nice looking people at some of the places I worked.
Yeah, I do too. I see.
But you just won't date them.
Yeah, it's just not gonna work. I can't go to work with you.
Gotcha.
I just don't think so. I think it's gonna be a problem.
Hey, viewers out there, singles and divorcees, have you guys ever dated someone that you work with, and how did it work? How did it pan out for you? Let us know. Drop a comment.
Really bad.
Inbox.
My friend just lost her job. She worked at a car dealership, and she dated the manager of the car dealership. And he was like, and they dated for a while, like a year, and then they got into a beef.
Ooh.
And she lost her job, but he's still working at the car dealership.
I would never. I've talked to a car dealer before, and I would never ever do it again. Well, especially that lunatic, but I do not suggest dating anyone who sells cars, because they're usually cons men,
Yeah.
So I do not suggest it.
Yeah. So no.
No, thanks. Okay. It has been said that a lot of couples have the best. Well, okay, let me just go off the subject. What couples do you think have the best relationships as far as celebrities?
Celebrities? I would say.
Who has a good relationship?
What's weird is I would say the ones you don't hear about.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the best ones, and I can't tell you because you don't hear about them.
Yeah.
Like so and so and so and so. Like I just saw something. What's that guy? I think it was the guy that played on Quantum Leap. I don't know what his name is, but remember Quantum Leap, that old TV show?
Mm-hmm.
He and his wife have been married like 30 or 40 years, and I just saw it on like I don't know, something, and I was like, oh, how nice. And then I was just like, but that's who you don't hear about. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You hear about Beyonce and Jay-Z and Lil and Jada and all these random people. And it's like, I think the ones you don't hear about are probably the most successful couples.
It's like Denzel and his wife, right?
Yeah, you don't hear about them. You don't ever see them. You know what I mean? Like,
I just
on the scene or anything. Yeah, they're a quiet couple. So I would say those quiet couples that you don't hear that much about, you don't see them all over the place. I think those are the most successful ones.
Okay. Let's see here. We usually have our guests leave some words for their exes.
Uh-oh.
Do you have any words for your exes? It gets better and better every week. Dang, should we play like the Chris Brown song right now?
Yeah. I have no words.
I think this is like the best part of the show. Like, have any last words for your exes? You're like,
no words.
Okay.
Nothing to be said.
Okay, so now we've just ended our show. Now that you thought about all of the things that we talked about today, who do you think is the best man to date? Or which city do they live in? Which state? Or country?
I don't think it matters. I think there's good men in all states. You just have to hopefully find them. I think we're all kind of like nomadic these days, and everyone moves around. And I've met these awesome and amazing people that come from other places that aren't, even though I'm in Colorado, like, oh, I'm not from here. I'm from Louisiana. Oh, I'm not from here. I'm from Virginia. I'm not from here. So you meet these amazing people all over because we
Mm-hmm.
all kind of move around a lot now.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't ever know. You never know what you'll bump into.
Okay, so we could find like the best guy anywhere, just bump
Yeah.
into them
Mhm.
unexpectedly. Oh, I
Mhm.
do have one more question. I forgot to ask you this. Um, would you be interested more in seeing men have a cook-off, a dance-off, or a sing-off?
Ooh.
Yeah, if we could have that on the show, would you want to see them have like a cook-off, a dance-off, or a sing-off?
Um, I personally think singing. I think
I
I'd like a
love
sing off.
singers too. Oh
I
God, I
think
really
I'd
do.
like a sing off.
I love singers. You date singers? Have you dated a singer?
You did. Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
I mean, have you dated a singer?
Oh, have I dated a singer? I was like, you dated a singer. I dated a singer. No, I know that sucks.
I dated.
No, I haven't. I'd love it too. I'd
No, you
love someone
haven't.
to
I
sing
love.
me to sleep. Like,
I,
oh,
I know. Like they call you up and they're singing on the phone. That's just so.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's really nice. No, I have not dated a singer, so no.
Oh,
But
I
I
can
think that would
get
be
a little
my
bit of
favorite.
feedback about that. Okay, A, they probably have a lot of females that like them. B, be traveling the world. So those are two of the
Mhm.
main issues. So,
Yeah,
but it is nice if they sing to you on the phone. Or
yeah.
three, they have a drug problem. Or four, they have a
Oh no!
or four, they have a drinking problem. Or five, they have both a drinking and a drug problems.
Oh
They look good, they sound good, but I don't know if they're the best catch. Okay, so
no!
what a show. Men, we've talked about you all day today. Leave us some comments and tell us what you think about the show. Do you agree with what we said today on the show? Okay, and Alicia, it's time for us to go. Once again, what are your last words for your ex? All right, thank you, everyone. Join us at the Divorce Party Planning Show, and that was our last words for our exes. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.